welcome back to my channel. My channel. Hi, how's it going? Anyway, so I told her, straight to her fucking face by the way, I said that lip gloss, hideous. The purple iridescence refracts more like green. She was literally so angry that she went home and offed herself. Can you imagine? What a loser. Anyway, hi, how's it going? Today we have the 23 books that I want to read. Are you ready to discuss all of this literature with me? Jordaline, by the way, in case you don't know, that's my name. Hi, this is my channel. It's called Jordaline Reads because we read things sometimes. By the way, did you know that I have a Patreon? You probably do. I talk about it all the fucking time. But if you didn't know, I have a Patreon. And on the Jordaline Patreon, we have things like reading sprints. We have things like exclusive content. We have things like a Discord server. Go ahead and check out my Patreon. I will leave it linked down below in case you want to check it out. It's just a way to support me and the channel. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks. Now, let's get started. Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is actually some dark academia. And I know that we haven't really talked about dark academia recently because like I have been not in the mood for it, to be honest. Like after my last dark academia reading vlog and after all of those books being just like so either shit or just so like meh, I was like, no, this isn't worth it. Like literally put me into a slump. Like I literally hated reading by the end of it. But I have a few dark academia books that I'm thinking about reading in 2023. So I figured I should mention them and just talk about them with you, just in case like maybe somebody somewhere out there has like already read them and like can tell me how dark academia they truly are, because I would actually really appreciate that. First book I have is called Vita Nostra. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've done a little bit of research, and by a little bit of research, I mean like a lot of research on dark academia books. And so like one day when I was researching and shit and looking up things and, you know, just snooping, I found this book on like a list and I was like, the fuck is this? This seems like quite dark academia and yet I've never heard of it. Seems fake. But I want to include it on this list because I think I want to read it in my next dark academia reading vlog. So let me tell you what this is about, all right? This is about this girl named Sasha. She's on vacation at the beach with her family and this guy approaches her and his name is Ferret. And he tells her like, hey Sasha, can you go do this like really not great thing? And she's like, I don't trust you. You seem kind of like sinister, but like I think I'm going to though, because you kind of have like this like charisma about you. I don't know what it is. So she does it. He gives her a coin. As days pass, she starts getting herself into more and more fucked up shit. Like she starts kind of spiraling. And then as the summer ends, Ferret directs her to go to this institute of special technologies. She leaves behind all that is familiar to her and she begins her education, which is crazy because like she barely knows this fucking guy. She like doesn't know this guy at all, but she's gonna do all this shit for him. That's fucking wild. But okay, she goes to the school, right? And she finds that shit is even more fucked up in the institute. At the school, the books are impossible to read, the lessons are obscure to the point of madness, the work apparently refuses to be memorized, right? And so Sasha doesn't know what to do. Not only that, but as a way to keep the students in line, a way to punish the students, they don't physically hurt the students, they don't do any of that shit. What they do though is threaten and punish your family. Can you imagine? Like, is this a horror novel? It says that their families pay a terrible price. And yet, despite her fear, Sasha undergoes changes that defy matter and time, experiences which are nothing she has ever dreamed of, and suddenly all she could ever want. Seems so fucking weird. It seems horrific, but I'm into it. Like, I'm excited to read it, honestly. That is book number one. Up next, let's talk about Bad Cree by Jessica Johns. This is not out yet, but I'm pretty sure it's coming out in January. It sounds so fucking good. First of all, I think it's Canadian. Second of all, it's Indigenous horror. What else could I possibly ever fucking want? So this is about Mackenzie, right? Mackenzie wakes up holding a severed crow's head. And only moments before, she had been dreaming about being attacked by a mass of fucking birds. And so she wakes up and she has this fucking crow head in her hand and she's like, that's not great. But then also she fucking blinks and it's gone. Literally night after night, Mackenzie will dream about her sister's death, her untimely death. It says, a weekend at the family's lakefront campsite, long obscured by a fog of guilt. Not only that, but like in her waking life, she has like murders of crows following her everywhere she goes. She dreams that she's drowning and she wakes up and throws up water. But to like really make it worse, she keeps getting threatening text messages from people claiming to be her sister, her dead sister. And so she's like, you know what? Let me just go back to my fucking hometown. Everything will be better. It never is. Like, why is that always the thing? Like in horror books, people are always like, let's go back to our hometown. It never ends up good. Anyway, so she goes back, she travels to Alberta, right? She's been living in Vancouver, but she's gonna go back to Alberta. She's gonna go see her family. And it says, they welcome her back, but their shaky reunion only seems to intensify her dreams and make them more dangerous. What really happened that night at the lake, and what did it have to do with Sabrina's death? Only a bad Cree would put their family at risk. And what if whatever has been calling Mackenzie home was already inside? Listen, dude, it sounds so fucking good. I'm so excited. Okay, the next book I have at number 3 is The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro. This is her newest release and I don't think it's out yet. I think it's coming out sometime in 2023, but this sounds so fucking good. So fucking good. This is about Alejandra, of course, and she doesn't really know who she is anymore. Like, to her husband, she's a wife. To her children, she's a mother. To her like adoptive mother, she's a daughter. Like, she's all of these things, but yet she doesn't really know inside like who she is. Like, she's like sitting there like, what am I doing? Who am I? Where am I going? What is this? Can somebody help me? No? Okay, great. Not only that, but they also can't really see the like ghostly visage, did I say that right, that haunts her, because she has been seeing a woman weeping in a ragged, ripped white gown, La Llorona. She goes to see her doctor because she's like, something is definitely fucking wrong with me. Basically, her therapist is like, maybe we should start thinking about and discussing and uncovering your family past, like your biological family's past. Starting with the biological mother she never knew, she goes deeper into the lives of the woman and her family, and she learns that heartbreak and tragedy are not the only things she has in common with her ancestors, because the crying woman was with them too. She is La Llorona, the vengeful murderous mother of Mexican legend. She will not leave until Alejandra follows her mother, her grandmother, and all the women who came before her back into the darkness. First of all, it sounds so fucking spooky and so good. I only really know like the basics of the La Llorona myth and legend, but I'm excited to read this. I can't wait. Book number 4, I am so excited for, like unbelievably excited. I think it might be like my most anticipated book for the next year because it sounds so fucking good. It hits all of the things that I love in horror. So we have The Boys in the Valley. This sounds so good. So basically we're at St. Vincent's Orphanage for Boys and we're following this guy named Peter Barlow. Peter is like about to turn 18, or maybe he is 18, or maybe he's like older than that. But anyway, he works at this orphanage now. He used to be an orphan, but now he works there. He feels really like he has a community among these boys, among this like little orphanage. And so basically one late stormy night, a group of men show up. Okay, and among this group of men is this one dude who's like really fucked up. He's like really fucked. Like, he has got like occult symbols carved into his skin. And basically everybody is like, what the actual fuck is going on with this guy? What should we even be allowing this? Like, shouldn't this be even? Okay, yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. When this guy dies, an evil is released into this orphanage, and it happens to infect the people of St. Vincent's, including all these fucking kids, of which there are 30. And soon the boys begin acting differently, forming groups, taking sides. Others turn up dead. Now Peter and those dear to him must choose sides of their own, each of them knowing their lives and perhaps their eternal souls are at risk. Is that not wild? Is that not wild, Nico? What do you think? He's like, I literally don't know how to read. Like, why are you including me in this? Listen, dude. First of all, it kind of sounds, there's so much cat hair. It kind of sounds like a vampire novel. Look how loppy he is. Kind of sounds like a vampire novel, but like a children's vampire novel. And then also this like, it also kind of has like this like midnight mass kind of feel because it's like this religious orphanage where it says tiny community, separated. It's so, oh my God, listen, dude, I'm so excited. I can't fucking wait. Okay, next I have 4 different books, okay? And that is The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. Listen, if you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with John Gwynne. You know, in 2023, I really want to prioritize reading his books because I just want to be a fangirl. I just want to be like his #1. I want to be fucking Annie Wilkes, but like less creepy, maybe. In The Faithful and the Fallen, we have four books. We have Malice, Valor, Ruin, and Wrath. Now, let me tell you what Malice, the first book, is about. I actually have the physical copy right here with me. We are following 4 different people, right? We have Corbin, who wants more than anything to be like a knight for the king, to protect and serve. But that day will come all too soon, and the price he pays will be in blood. And then we have Evnus, who's sacrificed. He wants the power to rule, and that power will soon be in his grasp. And then we have Veridis, who is the newest member of the war band for the High Prince Nathanair. And then we have the Prince Nathanair. He has ideas and he has plans, and none of them involve his High King. These names are crazy, by the way. Fucking Aquilus. The Banished Lands has a violent past where armies and giants clashed in battle, but now giants stir anew, stones weep blood, and there are sightings of giant worms. Those who can still read the signs see a threat far greater than the ancient wars. If the Black Sun gains ascendancy, mankind's hopes and dreams will fall to dust. What the fuck is going on? I am literally so confused. What the fuck? In 2023, I really want to read The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Another little fantasy moment, which I have right here. I bought it when it came out, but then I also really want to read the second book, which is A Day of Fallen Night. This is about this queen named Sabran. She's the 9th, right? And she has to conceive daughters for her kingdom so that she can have heirs and shit, because every single day people are getting more and more restless with the fact that there are no heirs to her throne. And so she's thinking like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I don't have any fucking children. Like, I need to produce some fucking babies so that they can be like the next fucking royals. And this girl named Ead, she's like an outsider, right, of the court. She sees all this happening and she's like, I really want to fucking protect the queen because I'm like super into her or whatever. And then across the dark sea, we have Tane, who was trained all of her life to be like a dragon rider, but is forced to make a choice that could see her life unravel. Meanwhile, the divided East and West refuse to parley, and forces of chaos are rising from their sleep. From what I've heard, people say that it's like lesbians, that it's like dragons, obviously, because like, look at that cover. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to get the second book because I think they're going to be stunning on my shelves. More fantasy that I want to read is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie, which is like a trilogy, I think. So that is The Blade Itself, Before They Are Hanged, and The Last Arguments of Kings. From what I understand about these books, it's about 3 people. Their lives are really fucked up by this wizard named Baez, a bald old man with a terrible temper and a pathetic assistant. He could be the first of the magi. He could be a spectacular fraud, but whatever he is, he's about to make the lives of our main characters a whole lot more difficult. Murderous conspiracies rise to the surface, old scores are ready to be settled, and the line between hero and villain is sharp enough to draw blood. That's a nice line. That's a good line. I'm really excited to read these, dude. I kind of want to go into them like as blind as I possibly can. I think they're going to be really good. And plus I've heard amazing things. Another book I really want to read in 2023 is like another dark academia book. I don't really know if it is dark academia, but I've just seen people describe it as dark academia. But it sounds fucking weird, okay? And that is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke. It says that Piranesi's house is no ordinary building. And this house is insane, okay? There are like infinite corridors, infinite rooms. It like never fucking ends. And Piranesi's whole fucking life is spent exploring this house, exploring what the fuck is going on. And in this house, there was only one other person, somebody that Piranesi calls the other. This guy sees him twice a week, and every single time asks him for help with research into a great and secret knowledge. As Piranesi explores the house, evidence emerges of another person and a terrible truth begins to unravel, revealing a world beyond the one Piranesi has always known. What? What? I'm so confused. I don't even know. Either way, it sounds fun. It sounds weird. Let's talk about, of course, Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I cannot wait to read this book. But I think what I'm going to do is reread Ninth House and read Hellbent like back to back. I think I want to do like a reading vlog for them. I'm so excited for the sequel. I really need to know what Leigh Bardugo is playing at. Like, I really want to know what the fuck she's doing. Is Alex gay? Is she? In 2023, we're gonna have a straight Alex Stern. Cancelled. Done. You're done. You're done. You're done. Okay? You're done. Anyway, okay. I don't want to threaten Leigh Bardugo on camera. Next, I have The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. If I'm really gonna be a fantasy girly, I really need to like step up my game. I really need to pop my fucking pussy, okay? Like, I can't be out here just like reading fantasy by men. It's literally disgusting. I want to really get into like fantasy by women. And people were like, Robin Hobb, they were saying it like a fucking prayer. They were like, Robin fucking Hobb, Robin Hobb. And I listened, okay? So I'm gonna read The Assassin's Apprentice. This is about this like world, right? Where like all of the royals are like named after what virtue they have the most or whatever. Our main character is kind of a royal, but he's also like a bastard. So it's like kind of not also. And his name is Fitz, okay? He's basically cast out. He's friendless. He's got nowhere to go. Only his magical link with animals, the old art known as the wit, gives him solace and companionship. The wit is too often a perilous magic and one abhorred by the nobility. So when Fitz is finally adopted back into the old fucking royal family, where they're like, okay, fine, you can come back. We're just joking. It's like no big deal. You can just come back. Just come back. It's like whatever. It's like chill. You're like, we're family. He comes back and he starts having to like train to be like a noble, to like be you know, like a noble person. Secretly, he's also being taught how to kill people as he trains to become an assassin for the royals. Yes. 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 Okay. Next, let's talk about Shepherd of the Black Sheep by Christopher Triana. In 2023, I really want to start reading more of his stuff because I really liked what I read in 2022. So I'm gonna keep going with it, okay? And this sounds so fucking good. It sounds like just my kind of thing. Like a more brutal, gruesome mystery murder thing. It's with this guy named Tom. He's like a rancher. He lives in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. And he's given sole custody of his granddaughter after his first daughter, after his daughter suddenly died, just passed away. He really wants to be like a good parent figure for her. He really wants to have like a safe place for her. And then, you know, personal hardships just keep rolling in. And then he finds out that his granddaughter's best friend was like brutally fucking murdered. He's like, what the fuck? The police are baffled and the small town of Middlebury grows fearful and suspicious. A murdered child, a missing murder weapon, a shattered community, family secrets, and a second chance forge a twisted path through Triana's latest dark thriller. It sounds so good. I'm so excited. I can't wait to read it. I've heard a few things about this book from people on like TikTok, and they have convinced me body and fucking soul. And this is Nod by Adrian Barnes. Listen to what this is a fucking about, okay? So basically, morning comes and very few people on earth have slept. Morning comes and very few people on earth have like had a restful night. And this will fucking continue. Basically, it's this like new pandemic type thing where people are sleep deprived. Also, the people who do still sleep, they all have the same mysterious fucking dream. And then a handful of silent children can sleep as well, but what they're dreaming remains a mystery. Global panic ensues, a medical fact. After 6 days of absolute sleep deprivation, psychosis sets in. After 4 weeks, the body dies. At the interim, a bizarre new world arises and swallows the old one whole, a world called Nod. It sounds terrifying. Imagine not being able to sleep anymore. I'm so excited to read this. It seems terrifying. This is new for me because I've never really talked on my channel about like self-help or anything like that. I barely even talk about like nonfiction, but certainly not self-help. But when I saw April from Getting Hooga With It talk about this book, I was like, I fucking need that, dude. I need it. It sounds like just the thing I need right now. It's called Wintering, The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times by Catherine May. It's an intimate revelatory book exploring the ways we can care and repair ourselves when life knocks us down. It says, sometimes you slip through the cracks. Unforeseen circumstances like an abrupt illness, the death of a loved one, a breakup, or a job loss can derail a life. These periods of dislocation can be lonely and unexpected. For May, her husband fell ill, her son stopped attending school, and her own medical issues led her to leave a demanding job. Wintering explores how she not only endured this painful time, but embraced the singular opportunities it offered. Ultimately, Wintering invites us to change how we relate to our own fallow times. May models an active acceptance of sadness and finds nourishment in deep retreat, joy in the hushed beauty of winter, and encouragement in understanding life as cyclical, not linear. First of all, it sounds so calming. Something about this book pulled me to it, so I really want to read it in 2023. Next, I have another dark academia book. This is called Black Chalk by Christopher J. Yates. So this is about 6 friends. They're all attending like Oxford University, which is fucking fancy, but whatever. So they're all attending this university and they all start playing this game. And this game is kind of like silly at first, you know, it's like whatever. But as time goes on and as things happen, we find and they find that things are escalating. Things are getting worse. I have something on my fucking face. These dares, these stakes are becoming higher and more humiliating, more involved, until finally there is a vicious struggle with unpredictable and tragic results. So we know about that. But then in the future, 14 years later, these people all come again together to play their final round of this game. Who knows better than your best friends what would break you? It sounds really fucking good. It sounds dark and like sinister, and I love that vibe. I love that vibe. I also, in 2023, really want to read Mothered by Zoage Stage. This is her newest book. I believe it's coming out like early 2023, and we're following this girl, right? Her name is Grace, and she isn't like necessarily the happiest person. Her mother, Jackie, has recently asked her to move in with her. And it's not like Grace and Jackie are like 2 fucking best fucking friends. No, they kind of don't like each other because they have a very difficult relationship. Grace though is like, you know what? I could use the fucking money. I could use the help with bills and shit. So like, fine, Jackie, you could fucking move in. From the moment Jackie moves in, things are not good. Things are not fucking good. Like things get out of control. They start like accusing each other of shit. Fucking Grace starts having dreams about her like sister who died when she was young. Her mom is telling her like, you're such a fucking loser, you like catfish people online, like get a fucking life, Grace. Basically, when Jackie makes an earth-shattering accusation towards Grace, Grace fucking loses it. She disconnects from reality. She lets it go. As the walls close in, the ghosts of Grace's past collide with a new but familiar threat. Mom. It sounds so fucking good. I can't wait to read it. Zoage Stage, in my opinion, does familial horror, familiar thriller type things so fucking well. She's the master of it, in my opinion. The last book I have on my list, I hope this is 23 books. If it's not, that's like so embarrassing. I literally can't even count. But that is Battle Royale by Koshin Takami. I have been wanting to read this for fucking years. Years, bitch. years, and I never got around to it because I was in university, because I had other shit to do or whatever. I was too busy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not fucking waiting anymore, okay? I can't trust that the publishing company or that like, anybody is gonna make an updated audiobook for this. So I'm gonna try to read this like a big fucking girl, okay? I'm gonna try to be a big girl and try to read this physically. Maybe, we'll see. I really want to read this in 2023. If I don't fucking read this, somebody literally slap me, okay? I deserve it. I fucking deserve it. I really want to read this. By the way, in case you don't know, this is about a group of students, like a whole class of students. They're all sort of put on a bus and taken to this like island, right? In the middle of buttfuck nowhere. They get off the bus and they're told, guess what? You've been chosen. You're so lucky. You guys all get to fight to the fucking death until there's only one person remaining. These children all having to fucking fight for their fucking lives. Literally. It's horrifying, but it's a classic. So yeah. Also, this cover is absolutely stunning. I love this cover so much. It just brings me so much joy looking at it. My friends, my family, I was gonna do a hair flip. Sorry, one second. My familia. Thank you. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them. What is the book in your head right now that you think of that you would be like, that's the fucking one that I have to fucking read? I think for me, it's Boys in the Valley. Like, I need to fucking read that book. Yeah, so yeah, let me know down below what your book is, because I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video, for spending this time with me. It's been so much fun. It's been great. Oh, you look stunning. I'm so jealous. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.